Hi, my name is Dean Yasharian. I'm the chef owner of Pearl Restaurant, Old Town, Pasadena. So I decided on the Wagyu culotte, or the top sirloin cap. I find that you can explore more cuts that you normally with American beef because of the marbling. So I think you can find more interesting cuts to use. You know, a top sirloin cap on a piece of choice American beef is going to be nowhere near the, the marbling or the texture of the Japanese Wagyu. Well, the first thing you want to do is get your vinegar, your pomegranate molasses, and your brown sugar reducing. You want to bring that down to a thin syrup, which takes about 5 minutes. You want to mix the sugar in well, incorporate it. Okay, so while that's cooking, we'll prep the cabbage. All right, so we add it in. About 10 minutes. What's going to happen is it's going to draw out all the moisture of the cabbage to garnish the dish, and then we'll get the puree from the scraps going after that. For today, we're doing a diamond shape. Bring it down, you check the doneness. If it's not cooked, you can add a little more water to bring it down again. So we add our aromatics, and we're going to add 1 bottle of wine, red wine. I'm using a Cabernet. So this is essentially the final step where we reduce a parchment paper sort of top so that it can still breathe. That water can still evaporate, but you're going to cover it so that it goes a little faster. Now for the main event, with the Japanese Wagyu and the marbling, it just melts in your mouth. For this portion, I'm going to do about a 6 to 8 ounce piece. I like to tie it. You don't have to tie it. I mean, even raw, it just goes right through like butter. So if you're going to tie it, so we make our first knot. Then we make a loop, and then we go around. So you can kind of give it a little roll to help, again, bring it from more of a square shape to a round shape. Again, keeping it natural, we're just going to season with salt. Nicely seasoned, we get our pan hot, all the juices. So starting with a high fat oil, medium high to start. Pretty good to start. So we have our initial sear. I'm gonna lower the temp way down. I'm gonna add the butter. Just a couple sprigs of thyme in there. You still wanna keep it rotating evenly. Get our butter nice and foaming. At this point, I'm just going to remove the string because we have our shape. We go back in. We're still sitting at around about rare right now. So I started with some cabbage in the middle. Put a little shallot there. Just to give you an idea here. Some finishing salt, which we use a Malden sea salt. Drizzle around the beef in the inner circle. I'm a sauce guy, so I like to put a little extra. Braised red cabbage with beef as well. I love obviously red wine and beef go very well together. This melting texture that is super tender, super juicy. And one thing I think about as growing up on a farm is that we grew Black Angus and Hereford cows. And we produced prime beef. They would be grass-fed most of their life, and then they would be finished 60 to 90 days on grain. Whereas Japanese Wagyu is finished up to 300 days on grain. So you can see, I mean, they're naturally marble more without grain, but the fact that they, even feed them more grain just helps to make it more marbled,